Okay, so welcome back once again, guys. Now, in this lecture, I'll be talking about IQR, interquartile range. So basically, interquartile range is been used to find out an outlier inside a data set. So here, let me give you a practical implementation, and with the help of that, we'll try to do a math, we'll try to do a calculation with respect to a IQR. So let's suppose you have given exam, and just like you, many people have given an exam and they have scored some number, maybe out of 100. So here, interquartile range IQR, if I have to talk about, so let's see so how it goes. So let's suppose this is a score, so SCORE is score. Now what is a score? So let's suppose 45 is a score, then 55 is a score, then 58, and then 61 and 64. So someone has basically scored 64. Someone has scored 66, someone has scored 68, someone has scored 70, someone has scored 72, 75, and then 78, and then 80, and then 85. So this is a score some of the student has scored out of maybe 100. Yeah, so out of basically 100, someone has scored this particular number. Now, so we have to find out basically a interquartile range, a range in which in general, so majority of people have scored some numbers out of 100. So that is something called as IQR, interquartile range. I'll show you the math. So basically, I'll show you that how you can do a calculation, by the way. And then even we have to calculate, or even we have to like find out that below what range and above what range of the data, so it will be an outlier. It will be an outlier means, so we are not expecting any kind of a values, and if there is some values in that range, so obviously that should fall as a outlier, means that is not supposed to be available inside my data set. So here so whenever you are going to calculate IQR, so you have to sort this entire data set. So this data set is already sorted. I have taken a sorted data set over here. And then what you have to do, so you have to find out a median of a data. So in total, how many data set we have? So we have basically a 13 such record. We have 13 such record. Now what will be the median? So median is going to be a seventh value. So median is going to be 68 for me. This is the seventh value, 68. So this is going to be a median for me. So basically this is a median for me, and this is called as Q2. So our Q2, this is named as a Q2. So our Q2 is 68, let's suppose, and then we have to find out basically a median of a lower half, which is like this number, and median of a upper half, which is technically this particular number. So if I'm going to find out a median of a lower half, so this is going to be an average of these two number, right? These two number. So here median of, so that is something called as a Q1. So here if I have to find out a median of a lower half, so it is going to be a 58 plus 61 divided by 2. So that is going to come as 59.5. Fine, 59.5. Now median of an upper half, and that is called as basically Q3. So again, if I have to calculate a median of upper half, so I'm going to consider these numbers. Now what is going to be the median of upper half? So basically summation of this divided by 2. So 75 plus 78 divided by 2, and it is going to give me 76.5. So Q1 I am able to find out, Q2 I am able to find out, and Q3 I am able to find out over here. Now what is called as IQR, interquartile range, IQR. So interquartile range is basically Q3. So Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 minus Q1. So what is our Q3? So our Q3 is 76.5, and what is our Q1? So Q1 is basically 59.5. Now if I'm going to do a calculation over here, so it is going to be 17. Yeah, it is going to be 17. So here I can claim that, or I can say that my IQR, so my IQR is basically 17. Yeah, my IQR is 17. And this simply means that middle of, or 50% of the student, so like for whoever has given exam, and I have a record of that like a student, so who have given an exam and what is the score that they have obtained inside this particular exam out of 100. So I can claim over here that 50% of the student is scored between these two numbers. Yeah, these two numbers. So this is something which IQR is going to tell you. So whenever you are going to do a math, so Q3 minus Q1. So 50% of the student have scored between 59.5 to a 76.5. This is the score, by the way. Yeah, this is the score, by the way. And we have to even find out that what number or below what number I can call as an outlier. This is what it means. A 50% of the student. So 50% of the data in a generalized way I can write down. So 50% of the data like a fall between this range. Yeah, so 50% of the data technically fall between this Q1 and Q3 range. Now so this is one of the use cases, so where we will be able to find out that, okay, so majority of data is lying between what to what range. But again, this is been used even to find out the outlier. So to find out the outlier, so we try to find out technically a lower bound. So we try to find out what? We try to find out a lower bound. So what is going to be the lower bound? So the Q1 calculation that we have done minus 1.5 times IQR is called as a lower bound. And there is something called as upper bound, upper bound. So that is going to be a Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. Now, what is the meaning of this, by the way? So lower bound simply means that whatever data which will be below this is called as outlier. And what is the meaning of upper bound? Upper bound simply means that whatever data above this, yeah, above this is again called as outlier on a lower side and as well as on a higher side. So if I'm going to do a calculation, so what is my Q1, by the way? So my Q1 is basically 59.5 minus 1.5 times IQR, which is 17, right? Which is 17. So if you are going to do a calculation, so it is going to be 34. Yeah, 34. And then what is my upper bound? So my upper bound is nothing but my Q3. So what is the value of Q3, by the way? 76.5. So 76.5 plus 1.5 times my IQR, which is going to be 102. So I can now simply claim that any data set or any value inside my data, yeah, any value inside my data which is below 34 is going to be outlier. And any data, if I have that data, so any data above 102 is going to be the outlier. So this is one of the major use case of an IQR that you will be able to find out, which has been used to find out any kind of a outlier inside a data. Plus it has also been used, this IQR, so this also been used to find out that, okay, so my data set is going to, or majority of the data set, because majority of the data set will fall between Q1 and Q3, right? So where my majority of this data set is going to be. So this is something that you all will be able to find out of this entire IQR or interquartile range that you are going to calculate. So hope all of you are able to understand. And now with the help of this IQR, so we try to do a box plotting, by the way. So that is something which I'm going to show you. So again, box plot is going to show you the exact same thing, the same calculation that we have done over here. And at the end of the day, my objective is to find out the outlier. So I'm able to find out the outlier with the help of IQR, that what is the what is the outlier on a downside or on a lower side, and what is the outlier that is going to be on a higher side. So with that, thank you so much everyone. Take care and see you again in my upcoming lectures.